Pahrum's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46's Week in Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Jason Koblenz. A rear-end collision occurred at the intersection of Leslie and Atkinson Street.
Occurred at Leslie and Atkinson last night, approximately 8 p.m. Nye County Sheriff's deputies arrived on scene with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue. This appears to be a rear-end collision which occurred when the front car was attempting to make a left-hand turn onto westbound Atkinson. The car in the rear appears to have been driven by an intoxicated driver who just last week was arrested for a DUI, where a blood alcohol test was also ordered. No one else in the other car was injured. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Leslie Atkinson. Former KPVM sales associate Doug Laughlin cut a ribbon with the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce for his business, Clearview Window Cleaning.
Thank you all for coming out. Today's ribbon cutting for our newest member, Clearview Window Washing Services. They're the newest window washing service in Pahrump. So at this time, I'd like Doug Laughlin, the owner, to cut the ribbon.
Okay.
Come on.
Fantastic. Had a really good turnout, and I really appreciate everybody coming out and supporting us in our new business, and hope to be real successful. And so,
Quite a party here.
yeah, we've got over 200 burgers going, and potato salad and chips, and we've got a couple of nice sheet cakes going. We got about 60 prizes we're giving away, so everybody should walk away with something good. And
So Clearview, you've had this business for a little while.
yeah, opened back in 2005 in Wyoming, and then we moved here in 2006, and since then we've been doing a really good business. Do glass and screens, tracks. We also do ceiling fans and porch lights, glass doors, anything that you happen to have that's glass, we'd be happy to take care of.
Wonderful. You have a display up here of all your equipment.
Yeah, it's a lot of people think window cleaner, you just show up with a bottle of Windex and a roll of paper towels, but this kind of shows that we've got a lot more going on with the company than just that. If you want a professional job, one that you'll tell your friends and neighbors about, be sure and give us a call. Window washing is a lot of work, and it's tough to get up on a ladder, especially for the elderly people. So anybody that needs anything done as far as their glass goes, please give us a call and let us take all the work out of it for you.
And what a deal, $5 per window.
$5 a window, you can't beat that. That's inside and out. And we'll move your stuff around and pull the blinds up, pull the screens out. If you'd like the screens cleaned, we'll do that. We'll clean the tracks out. Yeah, it's a really good deal, and I do offer free estimates. So anyone that's interested in getting an estimate, just give me a call, and I'll schedule that with you, and you can pick and choose what services that you'd like.
Bree, tell me how proud you are of Doug here and his business and how much it's expanded.
Oh, I'm extremely proud of him and all of the work that he's put into this. I mean, I know that it was hard for him to move from Wyoming because it was so successful there, so that I could go ahead and teach here. And all of the work that he's put into it, I'm just incredibly proud of him and how much pride that he takes in his business.
And you are a school teacher here in Pahrump. So what a wonderful business and what a wonderful community event that we're having here. Tell me why it's important to join the Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce, actually I'm an ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce, and we support each other. We help each other, we network, we build customer base together, and it's not very expensive to join, and the benefits that you get out of it, far outweigh the cost.
And the key question, what's the phone number for Clearview to come out and give you a free estimate or to get your windows cleaned?
Phone number is 764-1414. Call anytime. If I happen to not answer the phone, it's because I'm probably up on a ladder doing a ceiling fan or a skylight. So please leave a message and we'll get right back to you.
And once again, give Doug a call at 764-1414. This is Deanna O'Donnell at the Artesia Clubhouse for News 46.
The Nye Communities Coalition held a picnic at Petrick Park following the community Easter egg hunt on Saturday.
Petrick Park, the Nye Communities Coalition held a picnic lunch here with the help of many.
Well, it's more than a picnic. It's the Nye Communities Coalition working with so many other entities. O.J. Palmer's group, started off at 9 o'clock this morning with the Easter egg hunt. We have the gunfighters out here. Dare is out here. We have all kinds of games for the kids. And then the Coalition Holiday Task Force is doing picnic style hamburgers, hot dogs. I understand there's ice cream and cheesecake and, of course, coffee and water. And the good Lord Jesus Christ gave us such a beautiful day after all that wind, as you well know, Deanna.
Yes, exactly. Wings of Love is performing.
Oh, my favorite guy, Dave Yoder, Wings of Love. He's been with me since the inception of the dinners and the picnics. So yes, he's there with us, and just listen to him play.
Wonderful. This event is just taking off. We've decided to make it in the park now.
Well, we started out in the community center. Then, of course, when that closed, we figured, well, let's take it to the park. And we started it, of course, after the Easter egg hunt. But we were not working with OJ back then. And the day was so beautiful, and everybody was saying this was a great day. The kids came out, and we got all our kids outside. They're not in front of computers. They're not in front of TV. And, of course, working with the Easter egg hunt, well, you know, all kids want to find candy.
Yeah.
So, yes, it just took off in such a great way.
Wonderful event. So many people to thank, including you. Thank you so much. What a wonderful day.
As I always say, it's not about what I could do. I wanted to do this, but if it wasn't for all these people that have come together with all their experience and love for the community, it could never be this big. We're planned on feeding 1,000 people today.
And thank you so much, Night Community Coalition, Linda DeMeo, Wings of Love, and all the businesses who contributed to this wonderful Easter lunch. This is Deanna O'Donnell at Petrick Park for News 40.
And Happy Horse Rescue Ranch is proudly taking very good care of Rosie, the baby horse, after the tragic loss of her mother, who was impaled on a fence post.
I received a call regarding Rosie 4 days ago. And I said, yeah, we'll give it a shot. And luckily, my mayor, who had a baby, May 7th will be a year ago, still had a little bit of lactating milk. And they brought her over, and she fell in love with her. And it's been working out perfect.
Right when they got her out of the car and approached your mayor, instantly she was interested. Tell me what she did.
Well, I had my mare on a halter and lead rope in this stall, and they carried the baby up to the outside of the corral. And she just was whinnying, so I led her up there, and she was trying to stick her nose through and smell and lick the baby and get her scent. And then I said, well, bring the baby in, and they brought the baby in, and we sat her in front of her, and she just started licking her all over the place, and it was love at first sight. So she's still nursing off of my mama, and nurses quite often, but I do bottle feed her every 2 to 3 hours, and next week it'll be every 4 to 5 hours. Yeehaw.
Hardly getting any sleep, but she's doing well.
She's doing fantastic. She had some minor injuries to her legs, nothing too severe, and I'm just doctoring them with some betadine water, Vetricin, triple antibiotic ointment, and rewrapping them daily, and she's doing very well. Dr. Adam Hadlin came out and did give her a physical. She got a clean bill of health, and as a preventative, he did give her 2 shots of antibiotics just in case. So she's doing well.
You're thinking about having some hormone therapy for your mare.
Yes, because the milk that she does have has probably not got enough nutrition in it for her. Thus the bottle feeding every couple hours and the lack of sleep. Pardon my crow's feet, people. And the hormone shots, I was told by Dr. Leslie Shore. She's out at Desert Pines in Vegas. I spoke with her fairly extensively, and she said that it would be about $100 for the hormone shots. And within 7 days after the course of shots, she would be producing enough nutritious milk.
She's in a safe location now with the stalls here at this is a horse rescue, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's called Happy Horse Rescue Ranch, and I'm just getting it started. I've been collecting or rescuing horses. I got my first 3 6 years ago, and have been rescuing abandoned or abused, neglected horses ever since.
And I know you paid for the shade to be put over here today, which she seems to be very appreciative of, as well as putting panels so that she is in a safe environment.
Correct. The plywood doesn't make it look very pretty, but at least she can't get cast, which means getting her legs stuck or her head. I have heard tragedy stories where the baby will get hung up and actually hang itself. So I'm always very cautious and make sure that everything is safe, and that'll keep anything out of the stall as well in case a coyote would jump the fence. You never know. You know, we live in Pahrump, there's a lot of coyotes out here, so it's very safe for her.
Here's part 2 with Cheryl, who owns the Happy Horse Rescue Ranch that is now taking care of Rosie, the baby horse who lost her mother last week after she was impaled on a fence post.
On the ranch, you're in the process of getting them all shade, because I know that you kind of have a thing for making sure that the horses have shade, as well as the safe fencing that you have here.
Absolutely. I moved here last August. I've been cleaning up the property. I did have help out here at one time, which they were building this huge monstrous shader. However, it's just me, so I'd like to finish that off, and if there's any carpenters or framers or contractors out there that would like to donate a little bit of time or work for a small price, because I still have to buy all the materials, which are quite pricey, as you know, and I would like to put shade over every turnout area. I don't like seeing horses in small stalls. I like to get them out and let them roam around and be comfortable and run and play. So yeah, I'm going to need a lot of shaders very soon because it's starting to get hot.
Definitely. People can donate to the Happy Horse Rescue, labor or even monetarily as well. You're a 501c3?
No, I'm not a 501c3 yet. I'm a nonprofit. The paperwork's in the process. Like I said, I'm just getting it started because I've been paying for everything out of my own pocket all these years. And everybody's like, well, gosh, why don't you just get some help? I'm like, good idea. So that's in the works. They can donate money, of course, to buy materials with. If they have any corrugated metal roofing or want to donate their time to help me build them, you know, anything that they can donate would just be much appreciated. I do have Wells Fargo bank account for the Happy Horse Rescue Ranch. And I just opened another account for baby Rosie, and the lady and I, she just said, well, we'll just call it the Rosie the Horse account. So they can go to Wells Fargo, or they can call me if they'd like. My telephone number is area code 760-717-2662.
And you're going to keep Rosie for a little while, at least until she's, you know, not nursing anymore, right?
Yes, baby horses should be weaned from the mama between 4 and 5 months. So I'll have her here for that long, I'm sure. I will hate to see her go. I've grown quite attached to her, as all of my horses, but she's just so darn cute. And
so many people have grown attached to her. So if people would like to donate, they can go to Wells Fargo to donate specifically to her or the Happy Horse Rescue.
Correct.
Wonderful.
And anything would be appreciated because it's a lot of hard work and everything comes.
If you would like to donate to the ranch or help Rosie specifically, bank accounts are set up at Wells Fargo under the name Happy Horse Rescue Ranch or Rosie the Horse. You can call 760-717-2662.
The second annual Ian Deutsch Golf Tournament will be held soon at Mountain Falls.
Annual Ian Deutsch Golf Tournament at Mountain Falls coming up in a couple weeks. We're going to speak to Paula Cooper and Eric Murphy.
Yes, it is April 28th. This year, we're going to have the second annual Ian Deutsch Golf Tournament at Mountain Falls Golf Course.
It was a success last year. Do you remember how much money we earned?
I do not, Paula, will be able to tell you that.
I think it was about $2,700.
And that all goes to PDOP. What's PDOP?
It's Pahrump Disability Outreach Program. It's a nonprofit organization that focuses on children with disabilities and their families.
And we just did a release on them the other day, and the new signs that you guys have put on the buses now for the kids to recognize the buses, as well as we're going to be having a buddy walk soon.
Right. Both of those we did. It was come to our attention that the children, all the buses look the same to a 3 to 5 year old, and they couldn't see the numbers because they're so high on the buses. So our idea was to put a different shaped and colored sign on each bus. So we have like a black square, a red heart, and each bus has a different one, and that way the children can identify which bus is theirs, and also they're learning shapes and colors. PDOP also had some participants in the Las Vegas Buddy Walk for Down syndrome, and we're looking at holding a Buddy Walk here in Pahrump.
Things like the Ian Deutsch Golf Tournament help pay for things like this for Pahrump Disability Outreach. Huh?
Correct, it does. And anybody that knew Ian knew that he really loved kids, and this was, a thing that he really wanted to see go through and, make it was PDOP. He really thought that this was an important program for Pahrump.
And something really wonderful in his name as well. Tell me a little bit about the golf tournament itself, all the particulars.
It'll be April 28th. It'll start at 8 a.m. It's a shotgun start best ball tournament. We have a car donated by Saida Trudeau for a hole-in-one shot. If you can hit a hole-in-one, then you get a car. And then the entrance fee covers the tournament itself, a buffet at the end, and an award ceremony.
And people can sign up ahead of time?
Yes, we have entry forms on hand now. They can also sign up by calling me or sending me an email.
And what's your phone number and email address?
702-287-3913 or emurphy@co.nye.nv.us.
Wonderful. And as well, PDOP. People can donate, take advantage of the opportunities there. It's all inclusive for all disabilities, so you have meetings too as well. Tell everybody those particulars.
We have our meetings. We're at the Kalen West Plaza on Calvada. It's just off of Highway 160. I believe the address is 2340 Calvada. Our meetings are the last Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. We encourage anyone, whether you're an adult or a child, and share some information and come and join our group. We also do a social event every month with everybody that attends. And
all sorts of resources there, isn't there? And I know that you guys have a really active website too as well.
Right. It's www.pdop.info. And there's a place on there that you can get all the information about us, what we do, and how to donate.
The Vice President of General Motors was in town last week at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
The Mark of Excellence Award from General Motors, not just for our Chevrolet, but also for GMC and for Buick sales. We're very proud. It's a very difficult award to win.
So you received it for all three brands?
We did. Actually, 3 separate awards, one for each of the brand.
Recognizes number one, the sales end of it for meeting and exceeding your sales objective, not only with Chevrolet, but with Buick and with GMC. But just as importantly, it recognizes, as Sheldon mentioned, you're satisfying your customers as evidenced by your CSI score. So that and the other measurements, the training and the other measurements that go into the Mark of Excellence, it is a very important recognition. So not that many dealers are recognized. There's it takes a lot. It takes a lot to hit the numbers, and we appreciate it. So, Sheldon, excellent job.
Thank you.
Greg, excellent job.
This prestigious award is presented for Sheldon and his team taking care of their customers. That's the primary measurement. It looks at their quantity of sales, which of course you have to have satisfied customers to be selling the numbers that they sell, and you have to meet the measurements of keeping your customers satisfied, doing what it takes to please your customers. So those are the primary measurements, and Sheldon and his team have done a wonderful job.
We'll be right back with more of News 46's Week in Review when we return. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. Murder suspect Daniel Robbins was in court this week for the third time to ask for bail with his newly appointed judge, Robert Lane. He was once again denied bail for the shooting death of 21-year-old Christopher Mundy, who was his daughter Jennifer's boyfriend, as well as injuring a 14-year-old boy who was shot in the arm as he sat in the vehicle with Mundy in the Robbins driveway on August 18th of last year. Christopher Mundy was at the home to retrieve his girlfriend's belongings from her parents.
A vehicle versus bike accident occurred last week on Irene Street.
deputies and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue responded to the accident, which was on Irene Street, just west of Lola Lane. The bike rider sustained injuries, which required him to be transported to Desert View Hospital via Level 1, which is the highest level of transport. The driver and seems to be only occupant of the vehicle sustained no injuries in this accident. The lanes were blocked in both directions on Irene Street while Nye County Sheriff's deputies conducted the investigation. This is Deanne O'Donnell for News 46.
Nye County Sheriff's cruiser and a passenger vehicle collided at the intersection of Homestead and Dandelion last week.
And occurred at Homestead and Dandelion late yesterday afternoon, approximately 3 p.m. The two vehicles involved a Nye County Sheriff's deputy cruiser and a sedan. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's deputies and Nevada Highway Patrol. The female inside the sedan complained of neck and back injuries. She was transported locally here via Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue to Desert View Hospital. The deputy, Mark Murphy, inside the deputy cruiser, was checked out and released on scene. Nevada Highway Patrol will conduct the independent investigation. This is Deanne O'Donnell for News 46.
3 suspects have been arrested after allegedly robbing the Terrible's Lakeside convenience store last week.
In the early morning hours of Easter, approximately 2:45 in the morning, deputies and general assignment detectives with the Nye County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to Lakeside Grocery Store on the corner of Homestead and Thousand Air for a report of a robbery. While en route, units were advised that the suspects had demanded money and left the store in a vehicle with an undetermined amount of cash. Deputies received a description of the vehicle and attempted to locate it in the area. Deputy Casey Otison located the vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed in the area of Gamebird and Simmons. Deputy Otison initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle in the area of Simmons and Elderberry and made contact with Guadalupe, who was driving, and 3 other people inside the vehicle. All 3 suspects were positively identified as the suspects that committed the robbery. There was also a 17-year-old female that was inside the vehicle but had no part of the robbery. It was found during the investigation that Soto and Porceo were the main 2 suspects that went in the store and committed the robbery. It was also determined that Guadalupe had evidence from the robbery in her possession, and upon questioning from the deputies, she gave deputies false information. Guadalupe did not have her valid driver's license, and there were containers of alcohol open inside the vehicle. All 3 suspects were placed under arrest. The 17-year-old was released to the family. Arrested were 25-year-old Rogoberto Soto Hernandez, 21-year-old Anthony Porceo, 27-year-old Guadalupe Marin Porceo on the following charges: robbery, conspiracy to commit robbery, burglary, and open container, among other charges. This is Deanne O'Donnell.
As we head into our break, here's Mr. Movie Phone with what's happening this weekend at the movies.
I'm Mr. Movie Phone. Is the new Three Stooges movie a poke in the eye or a slap in the face? You'll find out with my weekend movie preview next. Action! Happy weekend, everybody! Well, this week at the movies, Guy Pearce has to save the president's daughter. The Three Stooges are stoogier than ever. And a happy weekend getaway turns into, well, bad times at the cabin in the woods.
Doesn't even show up on the GPS. Is unworthy of global positioning.
That's the whole point. Get off the grid, right?
5 friends head to a secluded cabin looking for a weekend of uninterrupted partying. But bad things start happening, and they wind up fighting for their lives while trying to uncover the secret behind the cabin. The real deal? Look, I can't tell you too much about it without giving it away, but what I can tell you is it has everything a horror fan could want, and then some more. And remember, it's not about the destination with this movie. It's all about the journey. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. I'm in! The Farrelly brothers take a stab at a comedy classic with the Three Stooges.
This is an iPhone.
iPhone?
Uh-huh.
Hello? Hello? There's nobody there.
The film takes the slapstick masters on a modern-day adventure. Larry, Moe, and Curly are trying to save the orphanage that raised them, but unknowingly become entangled in a murder plot. The real deal? What was funny way back then, not so funny now. I give the guys credit for spot-on characters, but spending 90 minutes with them is insufferable. And if you pay good money to see it, you're the stooge. I'm out. It's Jailbreak in outer space in Lockout.
What the hell are you doing?
I am bringing you back from the dead.
Guy Pearce is an ex-government agent serving time for a crime he didn't commit, but now he has a chance at freedom. He must rescue the president's daughter from a maximum security prison where some of the world's most dangerous criminals have taken over. Oh yeah, and did I mention the prison is in outer space? The real deal? Look, it's not bad, but it's not really very good either. So I'm rescuing you from burning the $15 on a movie that should have gone straight to DVD. I'm out. And you've heard the controversy. Now, the moving and powerful documentary Bully is rated PG-13 and in wide release. So grab your kids, go check it out. It is a must-see. All right, now remember, for your showtimes, your tickets, my 6-second review, so much more, go to MoviePhone.com. And if you want to drop me a note, it's Facebook.com/MrMoviePhone or tweet me right at 6-Second Reviews. So have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you at the movies.
That's a wrap! It was a tragic loss for a horse owner when his beloved animal was struck by a vehicle traveling down Charleston Park when he was riding late last Saturday night.
Was riding his horse in the late evening hours around 11 p.m. when his horse was struck on Charleston Park by a small passenger vehicle. The horse sustained critical injuries as a result of the accident. The driver of the vehicle was transported locally with minor injuries via Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue to Desert View Hospital. The horse did not survive the accident. The rider sustained no reported injuries. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 40.
One person refused to be transported after complaining of injuries following a two-vehicle accident.
1 p.m. here at Charleston Park and Barney, a two-vehicle accident occurred. Nye County Sheriff's deputies arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's detective and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue as well. One person complained of chest pain, saying that she recently had heart surgery. However, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue medics checked her out on scene and she refused to be transported. No one inside the other vehicle was injured at the time of the accident. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. This is Deanna O'Donnell at Charleston Park and Barney for News.
Tiffany Rubio was sentenced to 5 years probation in district court last Monday for helping hide evidence in the May 1st, 2011 murder of 56-year-old Michael Frazier and attempted murder of 21-year-old Antoinette Bell. Rubio is one of 6 suspects that have been arrested in this case that apparently is the result of rival meth dealers. If Rubio violates her probation, she could face up to 16 years in prison.
Happy 50th birthday to the town of Pahrump. Just by chance, Town Board Chair Vicki Parker came across a document that is essentially the birth certificate of our town.
Resolutions and came up with the resolution creating the town of Pahrump. And I'm excited because Pahrump was created on July 18th, 1962. That means Pahrump is 50 years old in July. Happy birthday, Pahrump.
What a coincidence that you came upon it now when it's just turning 50 years old.
Maybe it was Providence.
There you go. So this resolution, this piece of paper is signed by several people. We're trying to figure out the signatures right now at this point, but you have a couple of them.
Yes, one of them is Mr. Eason and Mr. Banovich. There's the clerk was a Murphy, but I can't make out the first name, and we're not sure about the third commissioner.
Are we going to be celebrating a birthday party here?
I hope so. Harley's going to bring on the next town board meeting an item about that. Our problem is funding because things are tight. So it may be a shoestring, but we have reserved the park for July 21st.
The birthday is on the 18th, which is a Wednesday, but we're going to be celebrating on the weekend following.
Yes, because I'd like everybody to be able to participate.
We're going to have the town board sing a happy birthday song.
Yes, that would be good for laughs. Of the 4 of us, I'm not sure any of us can sing, but we'll find out.
And the birthday party is set to be held in Petrick Park, but we are looking for funding right now, so we'll see what we are going to be coming up with eventually on that. But so everybody should just slate it now for the Saturday following in Petrick Park.
Absolutely. If you would like to get involved, this is a big thing. Please contact me or Harley for now, and we'll get it formalized on the next town board agenda. Because of timing, after I discovered this, it was too late to get it on last night's agenda.
And then we also, as well, are looking for performers, entertainers, stage donations, any kind of donations. Anybody who would like to get involved in this celebration, it's going to be huge.
I hope so. We're going to, at least we're putting on the agenda to have free admission to the pool all day long. Maybe a car show if there's any organizations that would like to put that together. There's a number of things we could do to really make this big.
We'll have more local news when News 46 Week in Review returns.
Welcome back to News 46 Week in Review. New road construction has been underway all over town. We got an update from Nye County Commissioner Butch Boraski.
Commissioner Butch Boraski to get an update on all the road work happening around town.
Okay, Dandelion, a lot of people are concerned what's going on over there. They're widening out the radiuses. I know many people had trouble turning that corner with anything bigger than a Volkswagen. I actually lost a brand new tire off a trailer there once because even though I swung wide, I still couldn't make the turn. They're also putting in about 850 foot of new sidewalks all the way from 160 in, and then after that everything will come together. And what some people are going to be happy about, there's going to be a bike lane after that on both sides of the road all the way to Calvada Boulevard.
We just recently worked on Homestead and put a lot of sidewalks in and a path down the side too as well for bikes or for walking.
Yes, we're trying to get up to current standards. When we wanted to redo Dandelion, we had to do it to the state standards, and that's to the federal standards. So that's why there's so much activity down there right now. It looks to me like they're moving a few sewer lines and whatever else is in the ground over there, because I've seen them digging on both sides. And but they are maintaining their promise. They're keeping that road open through traffic and to any businesses that are there. So don't let it scare you away from going to the dry cleaners or the parts store or whatever. You can get in there. There's access.
And this is all at the same time that the state appears to be working on Highway 160 and redoing some sidewalks and some driveways.
Yeah, well, on the east side of 160, and this is a funny thing because the state put all of that in originally. It was their contract. The sidewalks and the crossovers where people drive in and out were never to ADA standards, American Disabilities Act. And anybody with a wheelchair or something like that, it was too sharp a grade to go down and go back up. And they wanted to get back into compliance. That's why they're doing that.
So this is all at the same time. Do we have any other sidewalks or any other road changes that are going to be coming up soon? Do you know?
Not that's been announced yet. There might possibly be a little more road work coming up, but it's a little too premature. And I'd be glad to share that with you as soon as I love to work with Channel 41 and Pahrumph's #1 television station. There you go. Actually, Southern Nevada, I believe, but so there's people over the hill that might debate that one.
There you go. So, do you know the date of completion on Dandelion?
No, I don't, but I will get that to you. At one time I was told the exact date it should be done, and I'm sorry it slips my mind right now.
Of course, we'll keep you posted on any more happenings as well as the completion dates for these projects. This is Deanna O'Donnell of the Nye County Commissioners Building for News.
And a two-vehicle accident occurred in front of Albertsons last week.
Accident this morning in front of Albertsons was reported at first as a car going through the front doors at Denny's, then changed to the front doors at Albertsons. Originally reported that a domestic dispute was somehow involved in this collision. Deputies reported that all drivers were highly agitated on scene. Both vehicles sustained minor damage to their cars. They were able to actually drive away on scene. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Sunday, April 15th is tax day. Here is Kay with your last Jackson Hewitt tax tip of the year.
Tax tip of the week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
Good evening, it's Kay with this week's Jackson Hewitt Tax Tip. Today we're going to talk a little bit about your deductions. We're going to start with your medical deductions. Remember, medical could sometimes be a hard thing for you to take. The first 7.5% of your adjusted gross income does not count towards your medical expenses. Also, if you have health insurance through your company, if it's taken out before taxes are taken out, your health insurance then is not deductible. It's only your out-of-pocket expenses. So remember, medical expenses can sometimes be hard to take, and they can be a little bit difficult to figure out. You do get to take your prescriptions, your out-of-pocket doctor, lab, x-ray expenses. You get to take your mileage to any medically related place, your dentist, your eye doctor. So those things do count. If you're on Social Security, you can deduct your Medicare. Just remember, the first 7.5% of your adjusted gross income does not count. But there is a worksheet you can use, or your tax professional can help you with that. So thank you for listening. This is Kay with this week's Jackson Hewitt Tax Tip.
Tax Tip of the Week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
Town Manager Bill Kohlbarger has applied for and is the finalist for City Manager position in Medford, Oregon.
The City of Medford will be running 4 finalists through their paces for the position, which pays $138,000 to $152,000 annually plus benefits. The community of Medford had a chance to meet the candidates at a mixer last night. Mr. Kohlbarger apparently told the Pahrump Town Board that he would not be able to attend the regular Town Board meeting because he would be on vacation. KPVM-TV, Channel 5 in Medford, caught Mr. Kohlbarger on video during a public meet and greet last night. The Pahrump Town Manager had just won a new 3-year contract in March with the town of Pahrump. This is Deanne O'Donnell for News 46.
And News 46 has left a message for our town manager, and as of news time, we have not yet received a response.
Here's Deanna O'Donnell with your news across Nevada.
The public will soon be able to file land record documents related to mining claims, geothermal, and oil and gas electronically with the Bureau of Land Management Nevada State Office. This new service will increase the efficiency within the BLM office while allowing customers to submit their documents at their convenience from any location and receive immediate confirmation of their submission. The Nevada State Office will be the first BLM office in the nation to offer e-recording of land record documents as an alternative filing method to its customers. Latest figures show the number of new claims for unemployment has declined nearly 10% within the past year, continuing to support evidence that Nevada's economy is modestly improving. This March, there were 16,356 new claims for unemployment benefits compared to 18,155 in March of 2011. Over each of the past 28 months, the level of new unemployment claims has fallen compared to the same month in the prior year. This decline, while larger than the declines in January and February, is still smaller than any in a single month in 2011 and 2010. April is STD, or Sexually Transmitted Disease Awareness Month. The purpose of STD Awareness Month is to remind all sexually active persons of the importance of preventing, testing for, and treating STDs. In Nevada during 2011, there was a significant increase in the number of new cases of chlamydia, gonorrhea, primary and secondary syphilis. Sexually active people should be tested annually, especially women between 15 and 24 years old. The 15 to 24-year age group accounts for nearly half of new STD cases. A reminder, this Sunday is tax day. The IRS makes a significant distinction between taxpayers who fail to file and those who fail to pay any outstanding tax debt. The penalty for failure to file is more expensive, at 5% of the outstanding tax bill per month until the return has been filed. Though this amount is capped at 25%, other penalties like failure to pay may come into play, charging an additional 1% of the outstanding tax bill per month. Here's some pointers to avoid these fees. When filing electronically, there's a selection of cheap and easy online tax software like TurboTax or those linked to on the IRS site. Even if you owe money and you can't pay, file now to avoid fees. Then contact the IRS to figure out a payment plan or fill out the installment agreement form for the outstanding debt. When filing by mail, you can still file and pay on time if your forms are postmarked with an April 17th date. So hoof it down to the post office by the close of business day on Tuesday. Don't put it off until it's too late. When should you file an extension? If you have a complicated tax return or find yourself in a new financial situation, consider filing an extension to give yourself extra time. You don't want to miss any available deductions, so it pays to take your time. File Form 4868 for a 6-month extension. Outstanding tax debt is still due by April 17th, however, so pay as much as you think you owe to avoid the failure to pay fee. If you don't have funds to cover the entire outstanding debt, the IRS offers various payment options and can work with you to set up a plan. You may qualify for a plan under the recently launched Fresh Start Initiative, which offers an installment agreement or a 6-month grace period depending on specific circumstances, including being unemployed, going through bankruptcy, or owing over a certain amount. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your news across Nevada. Ryan Molina was only 6 years old when he had a critical asthma attack that eventually took his life. Last week, a car wash fundraiser was held to help the family with burial costs.
Highway 160 in front of Woofie's for a car wash fundraiser to benefit a family in need to raise money for a 6-year-old child that just passed away on Thursday from an asthma attack that happened on Monday.
We're out here to raise money for the Molina family. They lost their son Ryan Molina, the second youngest of 9 kids. It's a very humble family. They would not come out and ask for help. I, as a family friend and spokesperson requested by the family, I am here to ask for help to raise money for a burial and for anything that the family might need to just make this situation a little easier for them.
And how did he pass?
He's 6 years old, and he passed. He had an asthma attack. I guess he had asthma for a little while. I don't know how long, but he had an asthma attack, and he wasn't getting oxygen, and they called 911, but I don't know if anyone is aware, it takes 4 minutes for brain damage to happen. So 4 minutes is not very long at all. He was life-flighted to Sunrise Hospital. He was pronounced brain dead. I'm not sure how long after that, and I know he passed on Thursday. 6 of his organs were donated to help other children by his mother and father, which I think is very commendable.
And he was so young. It's so tragic. How's the family? How's friends doing?
They're devastated. His oldest sister, Myra, has a little boy, Adam, the same age as Ryan. They're, I would guess, cousins, or, but he's wondering where Ryan's at, and it's just devastating for a whole family, and for the community and for myself, just to watch a family go through this. We're raising to help with anything funeral costs. There's a fund set up under Ryan Molina's name at Meadows Bank in Pahrump and in Vegas. You can make donations directly to the Ryan Molina Fund, or you can come down and get your car washed.
And who helped put this on?
I was requested by the family I requested to set up a fund in his name, so I did that. And I called Stephanie Lopez from Positive Pahrump, and I was asking for direction and what to do, where to go, and this whole car wash was set up, and it was amazing with the help I've got from friends in the community.
And how long have you guys been doing this? This is your first day, second day?
This is our first day. This is my first car wash ever.
Oh wow, how much money have you raised today?
Within an hour and a half, we've raised about $1,000, and I'm very impressed and very thankful for everything.
Wow, that's tremendous. How long do you guys plan on doing it?
Probably until the last car comes through, or around 2 o'clock we'll probably wrap up, and the money will be deposited into the Ryan Molina Fund.
And what's the date of the memorial service?
It will be Thursday in Vegas at 10 a.m. I forget the name of the church. I apologize. That would be very important.
And this is private, right?
I'm assuming it's private, and if anyone wanted to make donations, again, it's at Meadows Bank in Pahrump and in Las Vegas under the Ryan Molina Fund.
I'm Nathan Hollenbeck in front of Woofie's on Highway 160 for News 46.
The Nye County Commissioners will consider bids for the repair of Blagg Road at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Portions of Blagg Road have been closed since December 2010. The project involves replacing the sewer trench and reconstructing portions of Blagg Road, as well as other damaged parts of the roadway. The damage occurred from the apparent improper compaction after sewer lines were installed and the road repaired to accommodate sewer service for Correction Corporation of America's Southern Nevada detention on Mesquite.
And Zach Fuentes joins us for your entertainment this week.
Actress Melissa Gilbert, best known for playing Laura Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie, was rushed to the hospital moments after competing Monday night on the hit TV series Dancing with the Stars. According to a statement issued, Gilbert is suffering from a mild concussion as well as whiplash. The 48-year-old star had just finished her performances when she began to complain of dizziness. When looking back at the dance, Gilbert's head does appear to lightly touch the floor, but according to many, it did not appear to be a slam or accidental drop by her partner. The actress revealed at the beginning of this season that she had an operation for a serious back injury a mere 18 months ago, and recently revealed that she was not in good cardiovascular health in the beginning either. Many have speculated that although her performances continue to get better and better, she may have to withdraw from the competition. This, however, has not yet been confirmed. Starting June 8th, auditions for the second season of the reality singing show X Factor are set to begin. Now, as we told you a while ago, the show's creator and judge, Simon Cowell, fired the show's host, Steve Jones, in addition to 2 of the 4 judges, singer Nicole Scherzinger and Simon's longtime friend and entertainer, Paula Abdul. With the audition dates approaching, many are wondering who the new judges are going to be. It was rumored that pop star Rihanna, Mariah Carey, and even prior to her death, Whitney Houston may have joined, but none of them were confirmed. Britney Spears was initially offered $10 million to join the judging panel, but did not accept the price. The pop icon is now being offered $15 million, and it is now almost confirmed that the deal will go through. If and when the deal does go through, it will make Spears the highest paid judge on reality TV, breaking the record set by Jennifer Lopez, who was offered $12 million to be a judge on American Idol. Being so close to Las Vegas, we here in Pahrump have the opportunity to see some great shows like Cirque du Soleil at the Bellagio or Donnie and Marie Osmond at the Flamingo. But the spot that seems to have the longest list of performers is Caesars Palace. Caesars is famous for its list of stars who alternate performances at its Coliseum, such as Elton John, Celine Dion, and another upcoming residency by Shania Twain. The latest entertainer to join this list, or rejoin I should say, is none other than Rod Stewart. It was announced on Monday that due to popular demand, the legendary rocker will return to his residency at Caesars in the fall, adding 9 additional dates between September 19th to October 7th. The singer will perform his hits such as Maggie May and You're in My Heart, in addition to some of his more rare songs and some exciting covers. Tickets are set to be on sale this Friday. I'm Zach Fuentes, and that was your entertainment this week.
Thank you so much, Zach. Liberty Mutual cut its ribbon with the Chamber of Commerce last week.
Office, and we have a ribbon cutting for our newest member, Maeve Farrell with Liberty Mutual. She's a traveling salesman. Actually, this is a territory for them from out of Las Vegas. So, Maeve, if you'd care to do the honors.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
And we're very excited about it. Very excited to be new members of the Pahrump Valley Chamber. We are Liberty Mutual. We've been in business since 1920. We do auto insurance, home insurance, and life insurance. And we have partnered with Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce, and we're able to offer an exclusive discount to all Pahrump Chamber Valley Commerce members, a 20% discount on their auto and home insurance. So our rates are wonderful. Our products, we have a variety of products that would fit everyone's personal insurance needs.
That's great. What brings you guys to Pahrump?
What brings us to Pahrump is we feel as though this is an area that has a lot of local individual insurance agencies, but doesn't have as many options. And our closest office is in West Las Vegas, but we really are traveling sales agents. I really do take the time to meet with my individual clients, and I've already met with several Pahrump Valley members that live here, and it just seemed like a perfect pairing to be able to get the word out about Liberty Mutual and our super competitive rates. And even though we don't have an office right in town, I'm able to come and visit face-to-face the clients so that we can service their needs that way.
Is there plans to open an office here eventually?
There could be plans to open an office. Liberty Mutual is expanding quite a bit, so there is talk of expansion, and there could be talk of opening an office this way as well, especially the more business that comes our way in this area, then that definitely could be an option in the future.
Great. So once again, what is your contact information, phone number, and website?
My contact information, my direct phone number to reach me is 702-367-0541, extension 58401. You can also go on libertymutual.com, and there's a link to find a local agent, and you can type in your zip code, and it would pull up my office, and you'll just scroll down, and it'll be Maeve Farrell, and you can just click on my website. You can also feel free to email me, and my email address is maeve.farrell@libertymutual.com. That's MAEVE.Farrell, that's FARRELL, @libertymutual.com.
And how often will you be coming out here? Is it by appointment?
It's by appointment, but I'm here, I would say, probably about twice a month. Just marketing and meeting with clients. So I'm here as much as my clients need me to be.
All Shall Perish is a band from Oakland, California, formed in 2002. Currently, the band is signed to Nuclear Blast Records and has released 4 full-length albums through the label. We caught up with the band at Extreme Thing.
It's great to see all the guys, Black Dahlia, Word Alive, all our friends.
Carnifex.
Yeah, Carnifex. Yeah, it's been a great day. So
you had a release last year. Tell me how that's going.
It's going good. The album did really well first week, and we've been trying to push it. And this is actually on our headliner right now with Carnifex, The Contortionists. Flesh God's going to be jumping on here in the next week, and then
Flesh God Apocalypse.
Flesh God Apocalypse. I always shorten the name, so sorry, Flesh God Apocalypse.
There you go. What instruments you play?
I play a rhythm guitar.
I play drums.
I'm the vocalist.
And where are you guys going to be going from here?
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Scottsdale.
Had to
And
think
then
for a minute.
Albuquerque, and then we head over to Texas.
Look at you, man. You know exactly.
I know.
where
I
we're
got the
going.
laminate and everything.
You got the whole schedule.
Yep.
So what's that tour called?
What was that?
What is that tour called?
It's called the This Is Where It Ends tour. It's our headliner, so named after the album. This Is Where It Ends.
Yeah, we're real original. You know, we
Yeah.
like to keep it nice and fresh.
Yep.
I'm glad you guys decided to stop up here in Vegas at Extreme Thing, so we'll keep up on your tour and where you guys are going. Thanks so much for speaking with us.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And to view all the Extreme Thing interviews, go to KPVM.TV or KPVM's YouTube page.
And here's Chad Shropshire with Your Week in Sports.
Augusta National has a favorite to win his 5th green jacket at the Masters. Instead, he left with his worst score as a pro. A score of 74 on Sunday put Woods at a 5 over 293 for his worst 4-round score since he was an amateur back in 1995. He shot a 291 in 2007, but that put him in 2nd place that year when it was windy and bitterly cold. When he left the course Sunday, he was tied for 41st, the same spot he finished in 1995 as an amateur. Woods never broke par on the course where he was so dominant that the Masters officials were accused of trying to tiger-proof the course by redesigning parts of it. Worse yet, he was just 1 under for the week on the par 5s where he normally collects the birdies by the handful. Bubba Watson went on to win the Masters. Moving on to some basketball, the Dallas Mavericks and Lamar Odom are done with each other. The NBA's reigning 6th man of the year and the defending NBA champions who are trying to make sure they get back into the playoffs made it clear Monday that the partnership is over after a 50-game stint. Odom has been going through some personal issues and it is affecting his game. The Mavericks general manager acknowledges this but says that they need to be able to count on the guys sitting on their bench. During the lockout last summer, Odom's 24-year-old cousin was murdered. Days after that, Odom was involved in a fatal car accident that killed a teen pedestrian after the car he was riding in as a passenger collided with a motorcycle. Odom only played 4 minutes in a 94-89 loss at Memphis last Saturday night, his last with Dallas. A quick update on the Saints. The NFL announced Monday that the punishment levied by Commissioner Roger Goodell would stand for head coach Sean Payton, general manager Mickey Loomis, and assistant head coach Joe Vitt. Peyton's suspension will begin April 16th, and he will be forced to miss the entire 2012 season. The suspensions of Loomis, 8 games, and Vitt, 6, will begin at the end of the preseason. Saints were also fined $500,000, stripped of the 2012 and 2013 second-round draft picks. Ex-Saints defensive coordinator Greg Williams was the bounty program's ringleader and was suspended indefinitely by Goodell. Williams did not appeal the decision. New Orleans has yet to name a 2012 replacement for the Peyton, who had led the franchise to unprecedented success and its first Super Bowl title during his first 6 seasons with the Saints. I'm Chad Shropshire with your week.
And thanks so much, Chad. The Pahrump Arts Council will hold a general meeting open to the public today from 2 to 4 p.m. at the United Methodist Church on Highway 372.
And the Pahrump Valley Speedway is holding its Dwarf Nationals today beginning at 1 p.m. Over 60 cars from many states are competing. For more information, go to PahrumpValleySpeedway.com.
And that's going to be an exciting race. The Dwarf Nationals are always really exciting.
It's always exciting every time I go.
It's 2 times that 2 days they have a racing, and the first day they actually have where they weigh in and everything. So it's actually a 3-day event. But if you haven't been to the Dwarf Nationals or to the Pahrump Valley Speedway, definitely go. It is so much fun.
Oh, yes, it is.
It is. One of the events being held this weekend is the candidates at the Maverick on Mesquite, and that's on Sunday. I believe it begins at 2 p.m., but you can at least, I think there's about 33 candidates are going to be there, and all sorts of fundraisers, including the one for the baby colt or baby filly, Rosie. So if you want to go and stop by the Maverick, that's a wonderful event to go to this weekend as well. And there's several events going on this weekend, and we'll, of course, bring them all to you when we return next week. And that'll do it for this edition of News 46's Week in Review. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Jason Koblenz.
Have a great weekend.
Good night.